How about some bold predictions for the 2025 Major League Baseball offseason? Hey, everybody. Hope you all doing well. Happy Tuesday. So the Yankees are up 1-0 on the Cleveland Guardians. The Mets and the Dodgers are tied at 1 apiece. Game 2 of the ALCS is tonight. So Garrett Cole's on the mound. So hopefully we'll get put in a good position to take a 2-0 lead. And I can't wait. Can't wait to watch it. So, by the way, if you're a baseball fan or a Yankee fan, you're not subbed to this channel, please hit that sub button. Please hit all your notifications too. That way you know when we go live. You can join the party if you'd like. Love your voices to be heard. So I thank you so much for it. We're clawing our way to 22,000 subs. We're a little under 800 away, so we're going to try to get there by the end of the year at the very least. So now I have some bold predictions, bold takes on the 2025 offseason. Some are trades, some are free agency, some are options that are either going to be declined or picked up. And I want to go through some of them with you. And again, you let me know what your thoughts are, okay? Let's get right into it. Number one, Garrett Crochet, left-handed ace pitcher from the Chicago White Sox. Now, he came back down to earth a little bit after an out-of-worldly start. And he also, I think, put his foot in his mouth, unfortunately, and made it harder for them to trade him at the trade deadline. But I think he's going to get moved this year, and I think he's going to go to an NL East contender. Okay. At some point soon, once the season's over, I'm going to do my MLB free agent predictions. They will all be in line with this, and I'd love to know what your thoughts are. That's why I also ask you to be subscribed to the channel if you're not done that yet. I don't want you to miss it. I'd love to get your feedback on all of them. Next up, Miami Marlins. I think they're going to trade one of their starters, maybe Jesus Luzardo, to a team in the AL Central. Either the Tigers or the Guardians or the Royals. Either one of them teams can use another arm. And the Royals, I'm looking particularly at the Royals because Michael Wacha has a $16 million option for 2025. I don't know if they're going to pick it up. So that's a lot of money. I don't know if he's going to be worth $16 million, but if they could use some of their assets to get a guy like Luzardo's got a couple years of control left to add into that starting rotation and save a bit of money that they can use elsewhere. I think they're gonna want to do it. I think the Royals and the Tigers particularly enjoyed a taste of the postseason, and I think they want to go back there. So I think one of the Marlins starters gets traded to one of those teams. And I'm not ruling out the Guardians because they need another arm too. You don't know if Shane Bieber is going to come back. And, when he does come back, you don't know if he's going to come back to the Guardians. And we don't know if he's going to be any good coming out Tommy John. So they can use another arm too. Okay. Next up, this man gets traded. Bo Bichette. And I do think he gets traded to a National League contender who can use versatile player who can play shortstop, maybe even second base and so on. A young, dynamic player. I think the Blue Jays are going to keep Vlad Guerrero Jr., I think they're going to wind up moving Bo Bichette this offseason. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. I also think this man gets traded. Finally, Ryan McMahon, third baseman from the Rockies. Lefty hitter. And they gave him assurances that he wouldn't be moved to the deadline, so on and so forth, because he didn't have he didn't want to uproot his family just like that. So now I think, they'll be in a better position to trade him, get some good assets back, and give him enough time to get acclimated to his new team. I do think if he does get traded, he goes to the American League. So I think there's going to be a league switch here. Okay. Next up, this man. Okay, we're going to move to free agency now. This man, Anthony Santander. I think he's going to sign with a team in the NL East. A contender in the NL East. He can use another bat and then utilize his power and his versatility. I think they're going to move him. I think he's going to go to the NL East. So I would be happy if the Yankees wouldn't have to face him that much more either. So that to me, I'm all for. Next up, a Japanese pitcher not named Roki Sasaki is going to come to the majors and be pretty good. And likely sign with a team in NL Central. Brewers, maybe even the Cubs, to partner up with Shota Imanaga or something like that. Okay? But I don't think Sasaki's going to get posted. He's too young. I think they're going to wait until he's eligible. That way they don't have to forfeit the posting fee money to do that. And he just barely got over 100 innings the second time in his career. So I think they need to continue to develop him. So would I be surprised if he came back the following year? No, I wouldn't. But He needs another year of development, I think. But I think another pitcher not named Sasaki does come to the majors and makes an impact like Imanaga has. Okay. Next up, the Atlanta Braves. I think they're going to add a big bat. Positional player, big bat. They need one. Fact of the matter is, you want to compete with the Mets, you want to compete with the Phillies, the Dodgers, some of these other teams. You got to add to the offensive machine. Okay. Those guys, I mean, and you keep losing Ronald Acuna, unfortunately. He's a major part of that offensive engine. So, got to have another bat to supplement what's left there. The Matt Olsons of the world and Austin Riley's and so on. So, I think they're going to add a big bat. Okay, next up, both of these teams, the Royals and the Tigers. Like I said, they enjoyed the postseason, right? And I think both of these are going to sign multiple players. They may trade for a player and they may sign players, but I think they're going to make multiple moves. They're going to be busy this offseason. Very busy this offseason. More so than the Guardians. So now that's trades. That's free agency. Okay, how about some options? Well, Robbie Ray has an option. I think he actually accepts it because I don't think he has a better path to getting more money out there. It's a 2-year, $50 million player option. I seriously doubt he's going to turn that down. So I think he's going to accept it and stay with the Giants. Devin Williams, closer for the Milwaukee Brewers, has a 1-year, $10.5 million option. And I think it's going to be exercised by the Brewers. Why would they not exercise that option? Blake Snell's another one. Starting pitcher, I think he's going to decline his option. He's got a 1-year, $30 million option. I think he's going to decline it for a bigger deal. Next up is Jock Peterson. I also think he actually accepts his option. Got 1 year, $14 million. See, right in that area where it's like he'll probably make just a little bit less than the qualifying offer, but he probably won't get multiple years. So I think he's probably going to go 1-year deals moving forward, maybe 2-year deals at most moving forward. But I think he accepts his option. Jordan Montgomery is another one. I can't see a scenario where he's going to get more out, even more than a qualifying offer in the free agent market. So I do think he's going to accept his option too. It's 1 year, $22.5 million. Hopefully he gets, better this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if he picked up his option and then he got traded either. So to a contender or something like that. But since he's gone there, it's been nothing short of disastrous with the Diamondbacks. So, and they've all but admitted that. Next up is Cody Bellinger. He's got a 2-year, $52.5 million option. I think he's going to accept it because I'm not sure he can find a better option out there, a better deal out there. So, at the very least, he's got an option. Well, he's got an opt out after this year and next year. He at least opts in for this year. Maybe he opts out after next year if he has a big year. This year wasn't as big as last year. So if he has a huge year, maybe he does parlay it into a bigger deal in free agency, but it won't be this offseason, I think. And last up is Nathan Eovaldi. I think he's going to decline. He's got a 1-year, $20 million deal. I think he's going to decline the option to Rangers with the goal of getting a 2 or 3-year deal. So those are my thoughts right now. There's going to be a lot more stuff, but these are my bold takes on trades, free agency, and options. And again, I'm still working on my MLB free agent predictions, so stay tuned for that. That's coming. We'll be back later to talk about the lineup whenever that comes out for the Yankees against the Guardians tonight, Game 2. And if anything else comes out, you're going to get it here. Have a great day. Peace.